Hello, I'm Otto, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere program. So in the last episode, we set up some more of the logistics stuff over here, the sorters and the belts. That is coming along nicely. I have a few in my inventory. Pretty much at this point, we're going to stop using the Mark 1 belts and start using the Mark 2. We also set up some stuff down here at the end of the bus, some processors and the logistics distributor and the logistics bots, as well as some engines to go along with it. So we have a few more things that we need to do. We're going to add the logistics distributors to a few of these and allow them to provide. I've already taken the time to go through and do some of the stuff that's on the bus, so that one I'm not too worried about at the moment. And I'm probably good on the bots, but we'll grab a few extra just in case. Okay, so we also set up a blueprint for a few different bot malls. So I have 3 of them set up for 4 ingredients, 3 ingredients, and 2 ingredients with the yellow belts. And I have 3 set up for the 4 ingredients, 3 ingredients, and 2 ingredients with the upgraded belts and upgraded sorters. So what might we need to use these for? Well, there's a couple of different things. So I'm going to grab the 2. I'm gonna place 2 of them, actually. We're going to do 2 different things. So once the bots get all that down, let's give them a little bit of a hand. There we go. These things are awesome. Okay, so we are currently not making any of the Mark II depots, and we also have something recently that I wouldn't mind having, and that is the hydrogen fuel cell. The downside of this is that while we do have titanium ingots on the planet, we do not have anything storing the hydrogen other than the liquid, the fuel container over here, the storage over here. So we do have to actually add this into a chest. We're just going to do it the old-fashioned way. Get a little bit of this, and we also want to limit that to maybe 5 stacks. They are 20 per stack, so it's not really that much to have 5 stacks. Give this some bots and allow that to distribute outward. I think I put one, I put one on the little bit of titanium that we have. Okay, a lot of bit of titanium that we have over here. And that one is also set up to distribute. These are all set up to request. So what are the ingredients? So we need the titanium and we need the hydrogen. So we're going to add this hydrogen there, and once let's set that up for 5 stacks. Might as well match what we have over there. And the titanium. So that is that. And I also want to increase the limit to 4. Come back in a bit and then we'll have some upgraded fuel. Alright, so for this one we need steel. 1 stack is fine, and stone brick. And that is 1 stack there. And there we go. That is what we're going to be using the bot malls for. It's just the occasional thing that we might need, or stuff that we might need to handcraft that we really don't want to handcraft, or stuff that we don't have room for. So for instance, when we unlock the piler sorter, we do not have room in here for the piler sorter. This is the Mark III. I mean, I could have done something over here, but that would have been a lot, having to have 3 different types of sorters in one chest. So that is something that we can just use a bot mall for. Okay, so for this episode, we are aiming to start working our way towards yellow science, and we're going to do a lot of that down here. We need quite a few chemical plants for this. I have 53 on me. That is certainly more than enough. We do not need quite that many. Maybe about half that. So anyways, we are going to start, and I'm going to make sure to orient these right this time. So we're going to have the leg facing towards the left like this. And we're just going to fill up this whole section. We're going to fill up most of this section. And I'm also going to put down some of our favorite, these guys. The Battlefield Analysis Base. And that will help us along. Alright, I probably could have had them closer, but whatever, that's fine. Okay, so we are going to start with the chemical plant. So we're going to spin this so that it's facing in one direction. That way we can fit it in between the towers here. And we're going to drag out... Did I want to go all the way down? Maybe. We're going to hit tab 4 times and drag out 9 of these. Yay, we placed our first chemical plant. Alright, so let's actually take a step back. So for yellow science, we do not have it unlocked. Awesome. So we're going to need the high strength crystal and the structural matrix. So for the yellow science, for the structural matrix, we need a diamond and we need a titanium crystal. So for the titanium crystal, we need an organic crystal and 3 titanium. For the organic crystal, we need plastic, we need refined oil, and we need water. And for the plastic, we need refined oil and we need some energetic graphite. Now, this might seem like a lot, and it kind of is. This is the first like really big step in the game past oil production. Getting to the structural matrix is it's probably a little bit of a roadblock for people, but that's okay. We're gonna get through it. So we're gonna need. This is gonna end up being our organic crystal, and I know I like to say all the time. I've said it a few times that I really don't like direct inserting, but we are going to be direct inserting the plastic into the organic crystal. So if we look, we are going to be making 1 plastic every 3 seconds, and the organic crystal needs 2 plastic every 6 seconds or 1 per 3 seconds. So it does line up, and the amount that it stacks here is not that bad, so it'll be fine. Something else we're going to do is we're going to bury the stone here. Bye-bye stone. And the plastic, I think, is in the wrong spot. There? I think so. So we're going to have to drop some Tesla towers either way, so that is not that big of a deal. Okay, so for our incoming items, I know I have not fully set these up, but we're going to have some water coming in through here. And thankfully back here we have quite a bit of water, so that should be fine. Let's move one of these down. Too close, too close. Abort. Okay, it's still too close. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with plastic. We're going to hit tab 9 times so that they all line up, and we're going to have 9 of those. Our oil. I'm not going to set it up to actually have this bring our oil just yet, but I am going to set up a line just so that when we start, like if we have to delete this and move it around, we don't actually have to like have a bunch of that in our inventory. So I'm just going to, for now, bring it down here, and we can kind of just gauge how much room we need, because we are going to have a little bit of spaghetti over here, and that's perfectly fine. So like I said, the plastic will direct insert into this, This one needs water, so this is going to get water on this line. It also needs the refined oil, jeez. And then the plastic is also going to need refined oil. Like I said, we're gonna have to place some Tesla towers. That is not a big deal. Just every other, we can just slap one. I'm holding shift, by the way, if you're wondering like why I'm like so accurately placing these. Shift helps you like kind of line up on these major intersection points. So I'm gonna shift and paste these all the way through. And that's not everything. So we still need an outgoing lane for the crystals. And we're going to need some energetic graphite for the plastic. So the energetic graphite is going to come through here. And thankfully, we have some coal back here. So we're going to drag this all the way down. And we'll shave off the legs at some point. Some of it will continue on. Some of it will be cut off. So yay, structural matrix. And while we have access to the sorter Mark III, I am largely just using the Mark II. It's really not that big of a deal. The only time that you might want to upgrade them initially, until you get to the point where that's all you have, the only times you really want to upgrade them is if your machines are kind of struggling. We're also not going to get rid of these legs, so we're going to have water incoming through here, and the refined oil will continue on. There's some more stuff that we're going to do over here in a bit. And the crystals will be outgoing in that direction. So we can get that set up. And now we just need sorters for this, outgoing onto these lanes. Okay, and that is our plastic into organic crystals. I'm still not going to connect this stuff just yet because there's a few more things that we need to do. We need to set up some energetic graphite from this coal over here. So we're just going to hop over here. If you're wondering, if you're hovering over a node like this, you can just hit Q. The same can be done for oil. Hover over it and press Q, and it will just automatically try to give you whatever machine you have. It's a nice little shortcut. Okay, so we're aiming for 24 nodes total. Usually it's 6 and 6. Sorry, 6, 6, and 6, 6. But if you get 7 and 5 or 7 and way more, it doesn't really matter. That's fine. I need at least 5 here. I'm aiming for that 6 one right there. Whatever. Good enough. Okay, so we are going to have all of these belts come down here. It's going to be pretty tight, but that's okay. Actually, how do I want to set this up? We definitely don't want to place this on the line here, on the Tropics line. So let's just do it like this. We'll set these up here. These can go here. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so these can all kind of connect somewhere over here. All like that. and then we can have an outgoing belt here. Right up like that. Alright, so that is energetic graphite. Alright, so 8 of those will be plenty enough to fill up the plastic that we need here. I didn't even really check to see how many we needed. We need 1 every 3 seconds, so we didn't even need this many because we are making 1 every 2 seconds per minute. That's actually pretty close, actually. 8 machines making 1 every 2 seconds versus 9 machines that need 1 every 3 seconds. Yeah. It's still overproducing, but that is perfectly fine. Okay, so we also need water. And the water is going to come from back here, but something else that we need to be aware of is there's other things that we also want to make with the refined oil. So we're making the crystals here with refined oil, and the plastic with refined oil. But we can also use refined oil for sulfur. So we are going to need some sulfur. Sulfur can be used to make graphene, and it is also used, I forget off the top of my head. Nope, not that. Nope. Oh, yes, this. The titanium alloy. So this is something that we're definitely going to need later. We will need it for the interstellar logistics here and for the gas. What are these called? Orbital collectors. Nope, not the orbital collectors. The main sink is going to be for the interstellar logistics. So we will need a bit for that. And that requires sulfuric acid. So we have plenty of time for sulfuric acid, and we don't need a ton. I mean, we do need a ton, but let's just put it this way. We can start working on it, and it's one of those things that you think you need like way more than you actually do. So we're going to fill out this section with foundation, at least a little bit. Something like this. And we are going to bring in some more chemical plants. So we're going to have 4 chemical plants making sulfuric acid. We could do more if we wanted, but 4 is probably going to be plenty. That is going to be making 4 every 6 seconds, 2 every 3 seconds. And the titanium alloy needs 8 every 12 seconds. So we probably should make more, actually. But like I said, we're going to have plenty of time for it to save up. You know what? Let's just go ahead and do it. We'll just double what we've got here. So let's just add 4 more. Sure, works for me. We got lots of stone up here. We've got, well, this coal is going to be used for something else later. And this is our water, so it doesn't really matter where we get the water from. I could have done 4 and 4 on, you know what, let's just do it this way. Okay, so we'll have 8 sulfuric acid like this. Stone we will have coming in from over here. Doesn't really matter if we which direction we bring it from, it kind of matters. We'll bring it through the front, so we have plenty of room over here. Because the water, what is it? The water pumps that we have, we're going to have those over here. I've got 6 of them, that should be plenty. Okay, so that's our water. Let's finish setting up the sulfuric acid. So we're going to need, so this is water, right? Water, we need stone, we need refined oil. So we've got the water coming in from here. All like that. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Okay, well, we can just get rid of these. That's perfectly fine. Except that one can stay. Okay, so we're going to need some stone. We might as well just kind of like fill this up. So that is 6. Seven is fine. Okay, so that is probably plenty to keep us going. That is basically 6 each. It's a little bit extra. We can probably get rid of... I'm just going to leave it. Alright, so we're going to split this up and have 4-ish of these on one side. That's 5, and then 4 on the other side. These will need power. It's going to be a little bit funky, but that's okay. We are not going to use a lot of the space back here, so that is not a big deal. We're going to have stone come in on the inside lane. So that's going to be stone there, and then this one can do the same thing. So, before we get that far, I want a return line for sulfuric acid. So we're going to have one come in through here, like that, and then these can go over. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. Okay, so that will be our sulfur return. And then the sulfur will come over here, the sulfuric acid, sorry. it can just, we're going to float it somewhere over here like this. And just store it in the tank. Okay. Alright, so let's get all of this hooked up and make sure that it's all running. We are almost to the point where our bots can work just as fast as us. Okay, so we have the graphite, we need the reinforced oil. And we are completely out of hydrogen, so perfect timing. I had 6 of those battlefield analysis bases at some point. I must have left one on another planet. It's okay, I will find it later. Yay, organic crystals. Okay, so we have successfully created organic crystals. You can farm them from the trees. Well, I wouldn't say farm, but you can collect them as you mine out the trees. That is definitely not the right way to go about doing it. This is probably going to eat up all of this. That's fine. I have definitely overproduced this. It's one of those situations where I would like to have the refined oil moving as much as possible. So if these ever stall out a little bit, then we have a little bit of extra wiggle room. You end up with quite a bit of sulfuric acid before you start using it anyways. Not always, but a lot of the time. Okay, so that is going to be it for this episode. In the next episode, we are going to utilize a little bit more of the space over here. We are going to tap the coal that's over here and make some more energetic graphite with some diamonds. And we are also going to be making some titanium crystals and then yellow science. So that is all going to be happening over in this area. And we don't have much room in here, but we're going to squeeze it in and make it work. Okay, so that is it for me for this episode. I will see you in the next episode, and thanks for watching.